So before I got into Working Wardrobes, and actually all through my time at Working Wardrobes, I'm a marketing professional, marketing and advertising. And so I always looked at the work we did through a very different set of eyes and a very different lens. Really appreciated that background in running a business, because a nonprofit is a business. We just don't actually pay taxes, and we certainly do want to make a profit. I've always called Working Wardrobes an accidental nonprofit organization. I actually never intended to run a nonprofit. It was just going to be a one-time only event to serve survivors of domestic violence, and I asked tons of my friends, do you want to donate clothes? Will you volunteer for this event? And everyone said yes. And it took us months to plan it. We actually had no idea what we were doing. We didn't know what rolling racks were. It was a lot that we didn't know, but somehow at the end of about 7 or 8 months, we put on just a glorious event for 67 survivors of domestic violence. That first event was magical. Every event since then has been magical, and I expect they'll be magical forever. At least I hope so. So there's a variety of programs offered at Working Wardrobes. Obviously, wardrobe is in our name, and we do a beautiful job at professional wardrobing, but that's sort of the icing on the cake. Clients go through a series of all kinds of different workshops. So we serve veterans through our VetNet program, and it's men and women, spouses, and the entire family, because we know that in the case of a veteran, the entire family is really at risk and needs to be put back on their feet. We serve low-income seniors, and that's a very, very fragile population. We're doing all we can to give them a sense of dignity again and to get them back on their feet. We work with young adults, and this is again a population that is really quite fragile. Foster youth, those young people who have just fallen through the cracks, really need a hand up. And so not only do they need career skills, but they need a series of life skills. And this is really important to young teens. It isn't that they don't want to be better, they just simply haven't been given those skills in their family. But the magic is really about finding what that individual client actually needs and fulfilling that need.
What brought me to Working Wardrobe was a desire to improve myself on release from prison. And I wanted to make sure that when I came out of prison, I had the best chance of success and transition smoothly back into free society. Everything that Working Wardrobe provided me with was absolutely crucial in my transition back into free society. And without it, it's one of the reasons why there's high recidivism rates. When there's no support in the free world for individuals, and especially people who've done a long prison sentence, it's absolutely essential.
Working Wardrobes is a gem. It's super genuine. Everybody that's on board with Working Wardrobes has a mission, has a passion to put people in their best. And they want to see people do well, because people do well, they contribute to the communities.
Not only was I a client of Working Wardrobes VetNet team, but I was also part of the staff. And because of that, I was able to see so many lives of veterans change.
Because while I'm not active in Working Wardrobes, I decided that I couldn't just retire from the world. There's too much skill, there's too much energy, there's too much creativity that I think that I have that I don't want to just turn the faucet off. So I am now the chair of executive coaches of Orange County, and we coach other nonprofit CEOs and emerging leaders. So that's really a bigger playground for my skills, and I'm really loving that work. I'm also the vice chair of the community that I live in, Riata Glen, and so I have a chance to work with a lot of the residents who are volunteers. So that's right up my alley. I love working with volunteers and acknowledging those volunteers. And I sit on a couple of boards. I'm a board member of Women Investing in Security and Education. So we're about financial literacy for girls and women. So it's also very much tied to the women that we serve at Working Wardrobes. What these women need is to understand how to put their financial health in order. I actually think that we have a responsibility to do as much as we can, as long as we can. And so I think that if we live long, we should live well, and we should give as much as we can to the people that are around us. And there's so much need everywhere in this world. I think it is just incumbent on all of us to do what we can.